to our daily pick a card. Let me just get myself adjusted here. All right. So today we are going to be looking at love. I have rose petals from my garden. I have 4 decks of love oracles. I have the astro signs, and we're going to go through and select the astro sign, and we're going to give a 4-card reading for love and romance. Now, if I pick a card that is not your astro sign, does that mean the reading is not for you? No, actually, the interesting thing in this kind of setup is that the very fact that you're here right now listening to this reading creates the connection. So don't worry about it if it's the Scorpio reading and you're not a Scorpio, because guess what? You're going to get a message anyway. Yesterday in the readings, the astro cards kept wanting to come out, so I decided to give them a starring role today. So let's draw a card. Which one will be our first read? Oh, you know what? I forgot to use the Palo Santo wood. Let's see here. I want to bless these cards for love today, especially because you know what? Today I'm just feeling the ache of heartbreak. I'm feeling the ache of people who are not getting what they want, that there's something in the love arena. There's been fire, there's been storms, and there's been drama. And I want to ask that we would be willing to release some of the heartache today to be able to see a way forward, all right? Thank you for your patience as I get things in order. Our first read today is for Scorpios. Funny that I said if you're not a Scorpio, you'll still enjoy this. I am personally a Scorpio, and I'm just learning how learning to process my emotions has not been as easy as I thought. So let's draw our cards today. First, we have the True Love reading card, and ours for the general theme here, we have maturity. So the very first thing that I'm noticing, my dear Scorpios, is that there's a diligence to how you've been wanting to adjust how you do relationships, that you're coming into a place of being more content with who you are. Being that so many people come to my readings that have introversion or a little social awkwardness, this card is very meaningful to me, because as being an elder at this point and looking back at my relationships, I can see patterns, and as I studied them, I could start to embrace my own anxieties and anxieties that come from being a little bit on the introverted side, and also how I was raised. My growing up years shaped what I thought about love. And so the last few years, I've really been intent to figure out what is it that I can do to attract more people who get me, because that's the bottom line. If you have people in your life that get you, it changes everything. So again, even though I'm calling out Scorpio here, there's no accidents, and there's a reason you're on this call. All right, excuse me, I always say on this video. So the first card from, this is the Romance Tarot. Don't you just love that? Look at that picture. The 3 of Cups. So Scorpio, let me just make sure that I'm, okay. So what we see here is that your diligence has paid off. This time alone definitely has lit your heart. And you're realizing that it's not just a soulmate that you're wanting. You're realizing that there's lots of connections you can enjoy more deeply. And so the 3 of Cups is a promise of friendship. Now, it could mean that there's somebody platonic coming into your life who you will share a deep, intimate friendship with. For me personally, that is what I like. I like the deep, personal, platonic connections that I have that feed my soul. And I do want to keep attracting people who get me. Okay, so this card would be a wonderful card, whether you want to be in a couple or whether you want to continue being single, but just having the maturity to use your loving connections to feed your soul, right? So let's take a look at this one. This is, I got all my boxes here. This is the Love Oracle deck. Isn't that pretty? And so we see here, free yourself. Okay? You don't need to be in control of everything for a busted. There's a man named Michael Singer that you guys, if you hang out with me, you know I love Michael. Well, he says, how did he put it? Oh, yeah, you can do a really good job of arranging your world to make sure nobody hurts your feelings. You can. You can become a hermit and you can close off and you can choose not to be social. And that can work until it doesn't, because we are created to be in, I'm going to use the word fellowship, even though that's kind of a churchy word, but we're meant to be in connection with one another. And the way attraction can work, that if you are brave enough to let your real personality shine, you will absolutely attract more people who get you and want to spend time with you. So that reality is, you don't need to be in control of everything. In fact, sadly, if you're 70 years old and you learn this lesson, you're like, oh shit, I wish I would have known this 50 years ago. But that it's the release of letting the universe put the story together, and not to let myself try to think I can control my world, that really will bring me the people that know how to love me. And that's just so true in my life. Even though I'm single, my skills here in my maturity have helped me to connect to so many people that are in my wavelength and they understand me, and it's a blessing. So let's take one card from the romance angels and see what that has to say. And we have keep an open mind. Okay, love that. And you know what? Each of these readings I feel is like so personal to me. Maybe that's because I'm picking, but this is very, very good for us Scorpios. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and experiences, and I would say that is 100% true. There's a woman named Janice. She follows me a lot. You may see her making comments. She came to me 11 years ago. I think it was Janice, wasn't it? 11 or 12 years ago, and definitely wanted to find a soulmate. And I remember telling her at the time, I think you're fishing in the wrong pond. And she said, what do you mean? I said, because your list of what makes the perfect soulmate has caused you nothing but heartbreak. I said, you may end up marrying somebody who's way older or way younger. And she completely blew me off. No, that could never happen. Well, she did marry a younger guy, and they've been married 10 years now, almost. So I believe in this, that if you have a type and you're like, no, the only kind of person that I want to have is this, that's too much of this energy, right? Because your soulmate may be a completely different type of personality than you ever dreamed of. Fabulous message for our Scorpios. So let us move on. If you're, oh gosh, hello everybody. I just looked to see how many people are here. Thank you for coming. I'm Catherine. This is Fish Out of Water Tarot. And we are especially looking at love and romance today. So if you're here and you would like more love and romance, just hit that thumbs up. Let us know that you are saying hell yes. And who of us could not use more love and romance? Okay, so which shall I pick? Which one would you like? Put your eyes on a card, see if you're right, and I pick it. Be here. Gemini. All right, my Geminis, beautiful gems, sparkling. Now, as if you're just joining me, I am doing card readings for the tarot, for the astro this morning. And I hope your card gets picked. If it doesn't, don't worry. You can receive Gemini's message. They won't be upset with you. All right, so our significator card, the gardener. So Gemini, what have you been working on, right? What have you been trying to change in your love life? I believe that this message is for single Geminis. There's no other figure here, just this man who is the tender of the garden. To me, that signifies your mind. What's been going on in your mind? Have you been able to pull the weeds of doubt and insecurity, Gem? Part of the things that make your life impossible is indecisiveness. Indecisiveness for a Gemini can paralyze you into not doing anything. And if we look at this freeze frame, like what if he was in the garden, but he was freeze framed so that these butterflies were flying, everything was moving but him. And Gemini, I have so many Geminis in my family. Also, I have a Gemini moon, and I understand this indecisiveness. It can be personally torturous, but if you're connected to a Gemini, if you're in relationship with a Gemini, it's very difficult to know the best thing to do. Okay, you can hear my Gemini insecurity speaking because I have a little perfectionism and I don't want to make a mistake. I want to do it correctly. Can you relate, Gemini? So let's pick our romance oracle card and see what we have. Beautiful. The Ace of Staves, which is like the Ace of Wands. Now, I will tell you that this is a very phallic symbol. And so for it to come up for you, Gemini, and I know how much you enjoy the physical part of a relationship. That's big and important for you. So when it lands here, what I'm wondering is if the sexual hunger that you have had in the past is causing you to have a freeze frame. So if you look in the first, wait, did I put it in there? Or in the description box for this video, there's a quiz. There's a quiz called, it will let you know what your sabotage habits, what's going on that might be separating you from love. And so there's a quiz right there you could take, and that might help you. Because if you've been hurt and there's a little bit of fear that you might get hurt again, it can freeze you in place. So I'm seeing this as reading like for a single Gemini, but this could also be a Gemini in a couple where the chemistry has shifted and all of a sudden there's a freeze frame where you don't know what to do next. Okay, so what we have here from our, which one is this? This is the Love Oracle. And we have balance. There needs to be a healthy balance of physical, emotional, and spiritual intimacy for a relationship to be sustainable. So, of course, duh. I mean, you could have done that reading, obviously. But what I'm seeing here, what is this balance above the gardener? Sometimes, can you see that chair over there? See that? That chair is where the balance needs to be. Are you giving enough rest? Are you giving enough letting go to your life when it comes to attracting love? Because if all you do is work, affirmations, listening to this, searching internet for tarot readings that tell you your soulmate's coming next week, you know the energy I'm talking about. Chances are that you need to sit down and enjoy your garden part. You know, I think this message is for somebody that's very intently working on getting love for yourself. And you've got to realize you have to balance it out. Not only do you do the efforts, get online, date, run around, find your person, but you also need to sit your little arse down, reflect, and spend time with your inner being, with your soul, and make sure that you're on track and that your own patterns of behavior are not causing any difficulties. Okay, so let's draw our romance angel. And we have heart-to-heart conversations. Yes, this is a wonderful energy. So this might be the indication that whoever's watching this does have a couple. I mean, you're in a couple. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. Now, I just found a resource today before I hopped online that is fantastic. Dr. John Gottman has some relationship material that is wonderful. I will add that to our resources so that you won't have to look too far for it. But the reality is, the first conversation is you with you. Sit down with a piece of paper and check it out. Write down the names of the heartbreaks in your past. Check in on a scale of 1 to 10, how much trouble, how much pain, how much disappointment is still within you. Be honest, all right? In the description box, there's going to be resources for you to change your vibe on this, and it's important. If you're in a couple, you need to step out, Gemini. Listen, you don't mean to offend. Trust me, I know that. But if you get too stressed and busy, you detach from people, and your people feel alone. If you're single, this habit of staying all by yourself is cutting you off from the conversations that you need to have. So definitely check out the description box. Those resources in there will help you immensely. Okay, Gem, thank you for being here. That's Murphy. If y'all are enjoying this reading, Gemini, did I hit the mark? Did the cards work for you? Add a thumbs up, and we will move on. Let's see what our next card is here today. Okay, who shall we pick? Oh, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up. This is Catherine. I am so glad you're here today. Let's see what's ahead. Love and romance for Capricorn. If you're a Capricorn, tap that thumbs up. Let me know you're here. If you are not, just know that this reading can be for you too. Don't worry if you're not a Capricorn. If you want to learn about how to be closer to people and have thriving relationships, you're in the right place. All right, let's see. And inner peace. Beautiful. It's interesting that these cards come from the true love and reading. This is what the box looks like. It's just so pretty. And I always use this for my soulmate deck, you know, because people come to me and they want a soulmate. And all of the cards so far have been kind of about pointing us internal first, which I know myself is true. If I do know a person on YouTube right now, highly recommend. It's Life by Lucie, Lucie. She manifested a beautiful life for herself so far. She's a young woman, manifested a husband and a home in Spain. She's one of my favorite mentors, and I think you'll really enjoy listening to her videos. But at any rate, inner peace is one of the most delicious vibrations or moods. I like to switch up and use mood instead of vibration, because if your mood radiates inner peace, it's very attractive. The more upheaval is around you, see all that spinning, but the more you are anchored in the reality of who you are, the better your life is going to go. I think this will forever be my Capricorn card. I have a couple of Capricorns in my life, and they just feel better when they're settled. When they know what the next step is, it's like having a GPS. When they're in this status, they feel the best. However, incompetence is one of the things that makes them crazy. And so you can look around your world and you can start focusing on everything that's not working out and lose that inner peace. And if you look real close at this card, see at the top it says, you are enough. Capricorn, super important. You are enough. And you might be in a place where you're more single than you'd like to be. You'd like a relationship to develop. But for whatever reason, the universe kind of has you in a holding pattern, studying that inner peace. So let's take our romance tarot card, and we have the love card. So Capricorn, you can say nanner nanner to the rest of the signs. Got it? Nanner nanner, because once I read, the card goes in the discard pile. So out of all the signs, you win the love card. Number 6, what does that mean? What it means is that your stability, when you're anchored into who you really are, Capricorn, when you don't sacrifice your needs for others, it's a big one, you reflect, it's like the sun shining warm on a winter day. If you live in a cold climate, have you ever sat in front of a sunny window and outside it's frigid, but you are basking in the heat of the sun? That's what this energy is all about, Capricorn. So I don't know what's going on, but there is a tremendous blessing coming your way. All of this gold is leading right down here. The abundance of the yellow and the halo on her head is dropping you into the potential for love. Wonderful, wonderful. Now what? Okay, this is excellent for you, my friend. Make the effort. This love is worth taking risks. You're being called to move forward. All right, what's the key? You need to carry this energy, this reality of inner peace, whatever that feels like to you, with you wherever you go. But it's definitely showing the timing is right. It's the right time to get more serious about connecting. What that means is to get back into the dating market, to present yourself as more available. So in this case, you start being more active. You are called to move forward. an easy step to take is to let your friends know that you're getting back into circulation. Just simply let them know. I've decided that this summer I'm going to open my heart and start meeting new people. That's all. You don't have to say, do you know anybody, right? You don't have to say that part. Just let them know that you are open to meeting new people. First of all, that opens you to both the dating market and to new friends. Because I'm telling you, most of the happiest relationships come from an introduction where somebody knows somebody. Now, if you're radiating the peace, this is true for all the signs, but if you're radiating peace of mind and you are in a good place, somebody who has a single brother who was widowed a couple of years ago, they're going to think of you because you're so pleasant, right? People are not going to want to introduce you to people if you're ill at ease. So this is telling me it's time. You have already learned enough stability that you're going to carry it forward into your next relationships. This is exciting, Capricorn. Please email me, tarotinfo@gmail.com, and let me know who you meet. I can't wait to hear the story. Okay, so the romance angels, a perfect closing card for us. Let go of control. Who? Capricorn? Controlling things? Please. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. This is really terrific advice, because what the advice is, get out there, right? And then when you get a feeling in your mind like, oh no, I'm nervous, I'm anxious, you're going to want to simply disallow it. Tell yourself the truth. I love statements that start even though. Even though I'm nervous about getting back out there, I choose to lean on my inner peace. Even though I hear Catherine saying these things and it makes me cringe and break into a cold sweat, the fact is I want to get more people into my social life. I want to have more fun experiences. And whether I meet my soulmate or not tomorrow, I want to change my vibe and become more social. Okay, so excellent message. I can't wait to hear what happens. Let go, Capricorn. Let go. Now, one of my favorite techniques for letting go is to listen to the Let It Go song from Frozen. Funny, Frozen. But the reason is because that song has been translated into every language on the planet. And so when I'm down and troubled and I don't know which way to turn, I can pull up Let It Go as it's sung in Danish or as it's sung in Romanian. The Romanian version is particularly beautiful. But it always brings me to tears, because think of the millions of people that all sing that same truth. Let it go. If someone doesn't understand you, they never really got it anyway, right? So let's draw for our next one. Our next sign for today is a blank card. What? What's that blank card doing here? What? Okay, this is a very special card because this is for all signs. This is for people that, you know, just in case I don't draw your card today, that this is for all signs. So all signs who are watching here, whatever is your tarot sign, you are welcome here. And let's draw our significator. Love and romance, attracting a soulmate. What is it about? Dating. I love that this is coming out for the collective, because dating is something where I have had people tell me, you know what, they say to me, I want to meet the right person, but I don't want to date. I'm tired of dating and I'm not going to date. And that blank card, I just go, oh, really? How are you going to go about that? Well, you could get introduced to somebody, right? Absolutely. I just said that on the last reading. So why would dating be an important piece of the puzzle? I believe it's so because it announces to the universe your readiness. And in this case, I will tell people to join a dating site, but not go live. Join a dating site and go through picking the pictures that you would use and writing your own bio. But do not go live. Because what happens is all the cringing and all of the fear and doubt, see, separation. She doesn't want to go down there into the dating realm. She's like, no, I'm safer on my balcony. So when you go through putting yourself out there as if you were going to online date, you're going to find all kinds of drama and fear and doubt. And that's the beauty of it, because then you can do tapping, which I love to do, and I do it with my clients. However, there's a man named Brad Yates, Tap with Brad. He's got literally hundreds and hundreds of love and romance and intimacy videos over there, as well as money, where he does this tapping technique to help people get rid of that cringing. Because if you're going to date, you don't want to cringe at the same time. That just doesn't attract the right kind of people. Okay, but remember, I'm not advocating online dating. I'm just advocating going through the process of presenting yourself. How would you present yourself? And if you feel like your dating is stuck and you feel all that cringe, you're gonna know what's in your heart when it comes about reconnecting. There's just things that need to be released. Let's do our romance. Ooh, fascinating. Our romance deck here is magic. So let's all take a breath. Wow. So this is for all signs. So when it comes to dating this summer, I think you got to get out there, right? So first, there is the soulmate generator. I'm pretty sure I put that in the description box. That is your number one tool, soulmate generator, right in the description box, because you need to remove the cringe. If dating makes you cringe, you have control over that, all right? Go to the soulmate generator. You'll find it in the description, because there's magic here. That means the next 3 months into summer, there's magic. What does that mean if you're looking for love and romance? It means connections are available. And it means, too, that you have all the tools you need. You have the imagination, you have the passion, you have the desire, and you have the intelligence to operate in a way where you can get rid of the cringe so that you can welcome in this new person, or possibly people. I am a supporter of dating more than one person. One guy said to me, well, I'm not interested in sharing you with other men in bed. And I went, excuse me, what did you hear me say? I like to date more than one person at a time, because it gives me a chance to compare me. How do I respond to this person? And how do I respond to this person before I decide I want to jump into bed with someone? Because you can get so wrapped up with having a crush, right? So all signs, let's see what our love oracle has to say. Letting go. If someone leaves you confused more than comforted, you need to reassess their access to you. This is exactly what I'm seeing. See up here? So you may have somebody in your life right now who you need to cut off. Is there an ex that's coming back all the time, that's just tapping on your shoulder and saying, excuse me, can I come back in? Is this an ex? It does seem that the letting go message, remember, I just mentioned the letting go song. So all signs, this means that before you're reconnecting to new love, do the work you need to by letting go. So you'll definitely find your relief with the soulmate generator. So check that out in the description box. There's no charge, it's free, and believe me, it will move you, it'll give you movement, which people love to use that term in the manifesting world. The romance angels, all signs, what do we have here? It is safe for you to love. Thank you. This reading is so perfect, and I'm really grateful for the all signs. All signs. That's Murphy. Excuse me. Murphy. Brother, let me close my door. No, you guys quiet down. It's wonderful to have watchdogs unless you're doing a reading. So anyway, this is a great reading for us to finish up with today, because the truth is that the reality of all signs, every one of you, as you release yourself from the fears of the past and don't clutch your heart in intimidation of dating. No, see yourself as somebody that wants to recognize and take care of all the cringiness so that you're open and available to walk forward in love. It is open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. When you're radiating this kind of confidence and security, believe me, people will find you irresistible. Okay, that's all the time I have for this morning. I may pop on later today and do some more in case you didn't get your reading, but I wish for you a wonderful and abundant Wednesday. Thank you so much for coming with me on this journey of the lives as I practice my skills. I love you guys. Oops. See, they look like fighting parrots sometimes when I try to make a heart, so I'm practicing. Have a beautiful, wonderful Wednesday, my friends. Talk to you soon.